Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, what should I say? We just need to check some news to see that everything we have talked about last year, what should happen, and that's a process, and you will see that news will pop up with bad news related to economy, companies, and so on. Is that something we should be surprised now? We remember that some big companies were announcing to cut their their stuff and to reduce a little bit also their operations. Even PayPal, now we see that even Google is fighting against a declining revenue in advertisement and so on and so forth. It's just a process and the consequence of the last 2 years, and it didn't started or was initiated by a Ukraine conflict with Russia. That's something it should be absolutely, it's a fact. It is a process, as mentioned just yesterday, and it's not going to be a long initial comment today because I'm missing something new. Maybe I was front running it, and we have talked about what happened last year and making interpretations and forecasting the next steps. And now we see what's happening. And the crazy thing that I really didn't think that will happen is that retail is in disbelief. They really think, at least what I'm reading, some comments and even people around me saying, yeah, well, but it's as just described just last time. It is just another crisis. They really think that's just part of the game. Oh yeah, we have 4 or 5 years and then we have another crisis, but that's usual, that's our daily business. It's not. I don't get why people are ignoring all these red flags. We have talked about crypto just before and last year, and I've said that's just the beginning. Yeah, they can push up the price up, that's fine, but it's just the beginning. And it's a different thing to talk about crypto, a relatively small market, and at least related to their market activity, we can say, well, some people just are gone, and we can't compare crypto with the traditional markets. Because in traditional markets you have mechanism, they will work until the day is here where everything crashes, and even then it will run. They all these mechanism, algorithm, the processes, clearing phones, and everything you have behind with banks, and you can't imagine in my business what kind of meetings I have every day, and you think, you guys are, I don't know, I'm a little bit speechless because you see what's happening and they are not even talking about. Sometimes yes, like I had just a recent meeting where I have talked about that in my analysis a little bit at least, but 90% of my meetings with managers of banks who are just, it's just daily business. Everything is fine. Everything is fine until it isn't. It's like, you are sleeping in your home and then you hear a bomb. and someone declares a world war, and you say, what? How is that possible? Where were the signs? Yeah, we received a lot of signs. So it's not about signs, indications. It's about not to ignore them. It's just about to take them serious. And to, you remember what I said? Every time in end of 2021, beginning of 2022, and many times in my analysis, always make questions and look for the answer. Don't take something as it's fine, it's okay. It's, I have said, even in my close circle, in my family members, I have, well, let us talk clear, it's my sister who said to me, well, but I can't change anything, so I need to keep doing what I'm doing. No, absolutely not. Because it would be absolutely stupid to know something, to ignore it, just because you as a single person can't change it, but you can't prepare yourself. It starts with your mind, and then you start to make a concept or planning how to save your money, how to save your life, because what is money? Money is nothing. Money is absolutely nothing. But money has a brutal context to our existence. We need money to buy food. We need money. So it should be your priority to maintain that money. And not to say, well, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm going to buy a flat next year. Or a new car. Or whatever. And you'd say, no, absolutely not. I mean, yes, invest your money. Invest your money in things that can keep the value or even rise. But, I mean, really to invest in real estate right now? I don't know. It's like to play lotto, when someone just break the jackpot just last week. And you have, now a basket with $1 million, where usually you would have 30 or 40 or 50 million, but you are paying the same amount for this ticket to try to win $1 million. It does make sense. I would not buy a ticket for the same money to maybe, because it's exactly the same, opportunity rate or ratio that you will win. So it's absolutely tiny. But to pay the same amount for a ticket where you know that if you win, in case of, you get 30 times less than last time, or that the average amount. It doesn't make sense. So I will skip it and wait until the jackpot becomes bigger. Doesn't make this sense? No, it seems for many people it doesn't. And they don't care. And that's something that is really surprising me. Because, I'm thinking about the economy. And I'm working in this business since decades. And, even my study in economics was more focused on geopolitics and global economy. It was international economics. So for me to rethink what is happening, to see some context and so on, it is my passion. And I was always saying, so when people will see the facts on the table, they will wake up and react, and that will change a lot of things. But it's not happening. It's absolutely not happening. Not saying that every single person is ignoring it. Of course not. I have friends around me who are just saying, yeah, it's really happening. It doesn't look great. I mean, that CBDCs are in the mind of central bankers and even politicians, it makes sense. Because if this system just collapses, what will happen next? At least we need something to exchange goods. We are not going to start again with, hey, I'm a farmer, here's my chicken, I need your bread. That's not going to work anymore. Just imagine. Oh, look, I'm a car retailer. Or no, better, I'm consultant. I can advise you, that would be my case, if you give me 1 kilo of bread. I just imagine the guy in front of me just laughing and saying, are you fucking kidding me? I don't need your advice. Yeah, that's part of our transition that we had in the last 80 years, coming from industrial sector or industrial economy to a more service economy. And now, like me, for example, if tomorrow all the service economy would collapse, I don't know what I will do then. I think it's too late to become a farmer. But, well, we will see. However, it is what it is. The only thing, I'm not going to repeat myself. We have talked about monetary policy so many times. So fucking many times. I have said, it doesn't matter what they do. I mean, if check my analysis of in the beginning of 2022 and even end 2021, I have said, central bankers don't have any options. They don't have any options. They can raise interest rates to fight the inflation, something that they produced. Not only the Fed, not only the ECB. I mean, Japan is still doing it. And some other countries, of course, because they have a different strategy. Just imagine every central bank in Europe and US is raising interest rates, and a country like Turkey, for example, is declining them. What do you think will happen with a lot of foreign capital? It will flow to Turkey, where real estate is cheap, where the living costs are cheap. It's a great country to invest in. And some others as well. Now some economists just saying, Japan sounds like a plan. What? And the only thing that Japan is doing is don't following the tightening monetary policy of the West countries like US and, well, the European Central Bank, so their whole European Union, and so on and so forth. That's the only thing. I mean, that works. Maybe Japan is a different and very isolated example because they are extremely scared to get a deflation. I think they would prefer to have a higher inflation. While I was reading today that they start to rethink how to fight inflation, but to maintain the monetary policy. For example, to rethink about the average salary of people up to 60 years old. Because all these people are those who are less consuming and saving money, or, where you think, okay, let us see. I mean, I never have seen that. In case they are going to do that, just to separate their society in young people or lower 60s and upper 60s, and you are good and you are bad, or we need to pay you less and you are getting the same money. I really don't know how it works, but it's also maybe just a different culture I don't get as a European. That's also possible. I just can imagine. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say in Europe it couldn't work, but we did it with COVID. We isolated people, old people, because of COVID. And almost no one was scared and yelling, hey, that's not possible. So, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. And maybe that's really something what Japan has in mind that could work out. It doesn't sound fair, but maybe it works for them to fight inflation and to maintain their monetary policy. What I'm saying is that, we don't have any options anymore. We don't have any options. I mean, the Western did a bad work. I'm talking not only about the US and European Union. What central banks did was absolutely bad. We don't need to talk about that. We know that. And many of us who believes in crypto also in the long term, we are here because of it as well. Not only, even I have said so many times that central bankers mismanage, like the politicians as well. I'm not the guy that say Bitcoin is here to save us because, we can't trust some other people like central banks and politicians, because I think, we are living in a democracy. It's in our hands to do it. We don't need a technology and, to sit down, to have our bag of popcorn and the Coke and say, so now I'm going to enjoy the show. No, it's not the case. If we want to change something, we need to move. We need to act. Means go to the streets and to say, hey, we need a different monetary policy. Or maybe we need other control organs for central bankers. I don't know. But the thing is, central banks are right now game over. Oh, wait a second. So if our central banks are going to pivot, it's over. If they are going to raise more interest rates, it's over. So what could be the solution? Well, I think let it crash and build it back, but better. Oh, that's something we have. It should sound very familiar to us. Or Great Reset or something. With CBDCs. Let us crash the whole system and use CBDCs. The main provider of those CBDCs will be directly the central bank, so they have control of the whole supply and more. Because, to be honest, even for central banks, if we take a look to the regulation of the banking sector, for them it's also pain in the ass. Also something I'm seeing every day in my meetings. I mean, the banks crying because, we received new regulation rules. We need to adapt all these rules, all these reports. We need to manipulate some entity so it matches. Now we need to invest some millions more to adapt all these reports in Base or in Abacus to regulation system of in the banking sector, just to send automated reports. All those are connected to data warehouse, SAP, whatever, it doesn't matter. But for them it's pain in the ass. And for central banks, it's also pain in the ass because they need to wait, they need to recheck if all these reports are right. So it means a lot of stuff doing always the same fucking thing. It costs. It is very expensive on both sides, on central banks and on the private banks on the other side. So of course both would say, do you know what? Make it yourself. I mean, banks, what is a bank today? What is a bank today? Is a bank today compared to a bank 60 years ago? No, it's not. It's not. I mean, check, for example, the portfolio and the books of the big banks out there. Why they are underwater if you check their derivative portfolios. Derivative portfolios, options, futures. They are traders. A bank is not just a liquidity provider for retail anymore. Not only. I mean, many of them are getting now, it seems, even money from technology companies. Soon, Apple, and I don't know who is also coming or following this trend, but I think many will do it. Means it's also part of a transformation. Central banks will be more the liquidity providers. We will see, I mean, I don't, just if you are expecting, hey, Inspo knows something. No, I don't know it, but it makes sense. It makes sense to let be the banks what they are. Gamblers. Yeah, it is what it is. Like Tether. It's exactly the same. It's not a different case. You know, I mean, they are getting their liquidity by central banks, and I guess they will continue to get liquidity from central banks. That's why some concepts out there related to CBDCs are considering to separate retail from institutionals and whatever more. Institutionals and who knows? Friends, wealthy people, whatever. Nobody knows. Companies. But why to classify those into different groups? It's the same money, isn't it? And when banks are not going to be more maybe the liquidity supplier for retail, only brokers, traders, creating some new trade products? Is that maybe the new Bank 2.0? Yeah, we will see. A lot of things will happen in the next month. A lot. And it's going to be, you know, it's going to be crazy what we will see in the next month. But it's part of this transition. And crypto is part of it. But I have mentioned so many times, you can't expect a CBDC that also means that has a control function and at the same time have a whole unregulated crypto market. It doesn't make any sense. Any sense. Absolutely not. So obviously, as mentioned so many times, even I'm bullish long term for crypto. And I know that's our future. And it will play a big role. Banks are trying to, don't to talk a lot about crypto, the current crypto. They are more talking about tokenized stocks, ETFs, and whatever related to crypto using the technology. And that's why they're investing in the infrastructure. And that also matches to the idea that these guys are mainly going to become brokers in the future. Because that's where they can make money. Easily. Counter trading you as a retail with algorithm. Bots. That's so easy. You don't need any stuff. Almost any stuff. But you can make a big gain. Because the only thing you need is volume. Then you can drive the markets. Also something we can see related to crypto. So a lot of things is going to happen. Just mark this video and this analysis. And in the next month, when you read something of what I have mentioned here today, just send me a DM. So let us go. Hey, 24 minutes. Jesus. Okay, let us go and talk about the market. What's going to happen? As expected a little bit, they pushed up to 30k, even more than expected. I was saying maybe even 30k. Yes, of course, we did in 1 hour 1,000. What was that? That was, well, it was $1,000. But in 1 hour, well, it doesn't matter. So let us take a look to the on-chain data and see what the market is going to show us. Yeah, Let us figure out. So weights ratio, as you see, is lifting up step by step. Nothing big, but also indicating that weights are still sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. It matches to the net flow. Anyway, it's not huge. It's really not huge. And I mean, after this huge move, the price went up. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So let us go forward. You remember what I said, right? Solid indicators when the weights ratio 1 hour time frame dumps, and it did twice. The first one was indicating we will go up, and the second one happened here. So usually I think we will go even more up. Option traders, you remember, indicating 32, 33k. Maybe the top and then down. Well, we will see. We will see. Weights ratio 30 hours moving average, pushed up, declined, pushed up, declined because of these dumps here. And usually these dumps, I mean, for day traders or for short-term traders, it's the weights ratio 1 hour time frame, the best indicator when it comes just to see if we are going to have a sharp price move, because usually that's always happening. You remember my analysis when I was saying, oh, weights ratio 1 hour time frame dumping, that's not cool. Usually it can happen 3-4 times in a row in different days without having an effect, and then up goes. Because the only thing that's indicating here is that weights are preparing a move up. They are not sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. And to be honest, they are exactly doing the same, just a different time frame, what they did when we started to push up at 17k. So some of you would expect we will nuke from here. Doesn't look like. Looks really like the only thing what they are doing is to cooling down, to distribute on upper level and then push up, even more up, because many will start to short, and that's where they can liquidate them more. And that's the whole game. It's a counter trading. You are the victim. Well, depends, of course, if you are longing, shorting, whatever. Stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined and now recently lifting up again. If we take a look to the net flow, for example, we see that we had bigger outflows but constantly still receiving bitcoins to centralized exchanges. Nothing huge, even the net flow here not indicating that something really big is happening there. But yeah, that's it from here. Let us go forward. So if we take a look here, for example, we see that also here recently they started to send more bitcoins to centralized exchanges, but at the same time just reacting. It's just, they send bitcoins to centralized exchanges, then someone else is buying them and taking out from centralized exchanges, while wallets related to centralized exchanges are receiving more balances. The question is, who is buying it? And that's something, I mean, we have a disruption in the institutional system related to crypto, with Genesis and FTX and all these who disappeared. And I'm not saying that all institutionals are out of the game, many at least, but someone else is buying back. And the question is who? I mean, I can tell you that Bitfinex, for example, if we take a look, I don't know, can we take a look? Do I have the chart here? I think I have it. I'm not really sure. No, I don't have it here. Oh, let me check. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe you remember a few months ago, we have talked about BNB and potentially that Binance could get in trouble if the price of BNB goes down hard, because A huge part of their whole portfolio was covered by BNB. It's not the case anymore. That's Binance. And Binance Centralized Exchange has now, and that's the biggest portfolio they have now. And it wasn't the case with BUSD. That's really interesting. 27%, 19 billions of their portfolio is now USDT. Next BTC, and then BNB. Some people said, yeah, TUSD is big now on Binance. I can see that. 500 millions. That's not big. That's not even trying to replace, for example, BUSD. Also very interesting, for example, if we check for what happened if we compare BUSD and Tether. Because some people said, yeah, well, they replaced now BUSD with Tether. Also not the case. Binance had a big outflow of cash. If we take a look here, that was since November 2022, we had 21.7 billion BUSD on Binance. Today, it's 3 billions. So almost 80 billions disappeared. Now we could say, well, all these 18 billions spread it afterwards in USDT and Tether and USDC and yeah, and that's it mainly. And maybe TUSD, but it's not the case. It's absolutely not the case. If we take a look, for example, to Tether. Tether started to rise from here, 11.9 billion. Today, it's 19 billion. We are talking about 8 billion. Now, let us go further. USDC, for example. How much USDC they have? They had here 2.5 billion. Now, we are talking about 400 millions. Where's all this money? TUSD, let us check. TUSD was 276 millions, now it's 530 millions. So a lot of money went just directly out. That's the condition of Binance. Yeah, they received more Tether. But fact is, all this money, the liquidity who was provided by BUSD disappeared. Maybe that explains why they have now 26% of BTC. We know what they did with 1 billion. And we know that now one of their cold wallet is also part of the top 5 and the whole Bitcoin rich list or distribution list. So it's looks like a little bit that the centralized exchanges are their big and best customers at the moment, while at the same time they can trade against you, because we know that almost 70% of the whole market volume, maybe even more after the wash trading, 80% is pure future trading, future volume. So they can use both. They can use Bitcoin collateral to counter trade you, and at the same time, of course, stablecoins like Tether. However, so also here, that's it, to be honest. I hope it was very, I just can recommend you to go here. That's DeFi Llama, and you have here on it's really interesting on centralized exchanges. You have almost every single exchange here, and you can see clean assets, for example. Clean assets means 58 billions. Of course, Binance the biggest here. You can see the inflows, the outflows, spot volume, for example, and the last 24 hours, open interest, and average leverage. Average leverage. Wow, that's really interesting. That's something I didn't see. So Bybit with 1.58 Gate, and the biggest here is Bitget. No. Yes, it is Bitget. No, it is not. It's Famex with 6. Oh my god, that's huge. Okay, but very, very interesting. Of course, a lot of low leverage because of, I guess, a lot of bots who are just trading, making also arbitrage and so on. But I would recommend just to make a visit to this website. It was really interesting what they are doing here. Also using different providing informations related to DeFi as well. Just to make clear, it's not shilling. I'm not receiving any kind of money from them or any kind of different assets, whatever. I just was checking the site and was looking really great. Just to make it clear. So let us go forward. So live net flow premium. Almost, yeah, we pushed up now in the last 4 hours. We received 2,300 bitcoins more than outflows, indicating we should go a little bit more down because it's just distribution. But I'm not sure if we will go down very hard and too much. I think something like 29k maybe go down a little bit to push up afterwards. I would be careful because they need to liquidate those shorts, and I think that's part of the idea. You see that they are receiving right now after they pushed up and had bigger outflows. Now they are sending more bitcoins, and also here you see that the balances, bitcoin balances on centralized exchanges are lifting up. So yeah, I mean, I would be extremely careful here because we did a nice progress, a little bit like expected. 30k, as mentioned, I said maybe even 30k, but you know, option traders expected 32, 33 until end of June, so they have still time to reach their levels. Of course, doesn't mean that they need to wait until June to reach that levels. They can do it today, they can do it in 1 week or in 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. So, but at the moment it looks we will have a correction from here, I guess, back to 29k. And many will think we will go down directly back to 27. Maybe even, you remember what I said yesterday, we can go up maybe even to 30k and then go down to 25. Many wouldn't expect that. You can liquidate both sides very well. That's something we need to see. However, in the last 4 hours, 2,300 bitcoins more in, very red. Everything is looking very red, and it's part of a distribution. I mean, you see everything red bars while the price is going more up. That doesn't look great. It's not healthy. That's not the bull market move. But let us go forward. So if we take a look now to the futures, well, down, up, down, recovered a little bit, then down once again. Many were expecting, okay, that's it, we will go up, and now they capitulated and they say, okay, yeah, okay, we will go up much, much more. Open interest recovered very well, declined a little bit because nobody was expecting, it seems, the last big candle. Now recovering. If we take a look to the leverage ratio, didn't that well, to be honest, related to open interest. Declined a lot, went up, declined, it's now pushing up. Not really correlating to the open interest, something that it was working very well in the last recent weeks. Oh no, I need to adjust that here. They are cashing out here big, well, almost big. I mean, it's 90 millions in net flow, so yeah, I mean, we are not receiving 300 millions anymore, so it is big. And if we take a look, for example, here to Bitcoin, let me check, we can see that at least now recently we are receiving more Bitcoins, for example, a net flow of 1,193 Bitcoins, indicating they are sending more Bitcoin. So we need to see what the funding rate is going to make next, because if it's declining, yeah, funding rate stabilized, it's not rising, open interest recovering, and leverage ratio, well, stabilized but not doing anything. They liquidated yesterday almost 700 Bitcoins in shorts and 270 Bitcoins in longs. That's absolutely it from here. If we take a look here, for example, now, let me refresh both sides. Oh, 50 to 50. And EM on Ethereum looks similar, 55 to 45. And now on Bitfinex, longs coming back, 2.7 billions, but also shorts with 25 million. So be careful. It's for me almost not possible to make any kind of forecast and to tell you, oh, we will go down to 25 and then up. I was very wrong. Even I'm still convinced that's not the bull market, and I'm absolutely convinced that's a fake market. But you know, you are not going to make any money with some statements. So I prefer to provide the information, some interpretations, and to let you figure out, to see a little bit the overview of the market and to make own decisions and trade strategies. At the moment, it looks like many closed longs, they are now shifting to shorts. I would be careful because it happened in the past, and instead we had another leg up to liquidate them. So, start your own dashboard. Nice. I need to check that. So, all leverage. Come on, guys. I still have 16 credits. Thank you. So 250 millions, a lot of mid-leveraged longs arrive. 158 millions here is the liquidation cluster, and the biggest one would be here for the shorts, 41k, indicating low leverage. But I would think that we still have high leverage shorts more than longs. Let me check. No. And big, because 30 millions, indicating we could go down back to 27.7. But first go a little bit more up to 30k. Would make sense. 30k and then push down. Interesting combination. Let us see what will happen. So gamma yelling 32k. So means that bulls would like to see 32k, and it should work as a magnet. Means we should go $2,500 up. I can imagine that. Would make sense, to be honest, because even option traders would expect that. And yeah, why not? We need to see, of course, but could happen. First of all, of course, what they are doing also makes sense. Just pure distribution, as mentioned, and then push up more. We will see 29k. It's what I said in the beginning of this analysis. We will see if they are going to make 29k, maintain there, and then go up once again. I would expect that, to be honest, but I still don't have a crystal ball. And gamma, back to high levels, 234,000. It's just too high, indicating we have a lot of more space to the downside than upside. If we take a look, short risk reversal, 2 millions and premium. Who is shorting? What the hell? Bear call spread. That's not bullish. Short straddle, and long straddle, both more, volatility expectations. Could be very interesting. We need to see how far they want to go, to be honest. We would see that. So let us start with the short risk reversal, I would say. So short risk reversal is here. Oh my god. Until end of June. They are expecting something big until June, it seems. But short risk reversal is like the futures short. It's almost the same. You can do that also with options. It's better in my opinion, because it gives you other possibilities to adapt a little bit also to the market. However, 33k in that case would be liquidation level. 27k would be nice, and if they break to the downside, so go below of 27k, that would be awesome for them. If we take a look here, almost 2 billions in premium volume. They sold for 1 million, they bought for 972,000, so that's really interesting. Anyway, it's not extremely bearish, because, you know, to go down to 27k, it's fine, isn't it? So yeah, could be it, could happen, something we need to see. So let us go to the bear call spread. Bear call spread could be bearish. Usually it means they are expecting something going down a little bit. 16 positions here. If we take premium, we have here, it's the biggest trade here, indicating below of 28k until end of May, indicating max 31k. So we still can go more up before we go down, because we didn't touch 31 yet today in the last few days. However, 26, 28, 26, 28, 26. So they are expecting also to see a level below of 27, 26k. That would be for them the best case, and that's something they would expect. So also very interesting. And yeah, why not? So then we have short straddle and long straddle. The short straddle and the long straddle sounds like, oh, one is short, bearish, the other no. It's just what they are expecting. No price move or sharp price move. The short straddle, that's the long. Where's the short? Why is not the short just here? Short straddle. The short straddle is indicating they are not expecting any kind of price move. Maintain a very tiny range. And you can see 28, 28, 28, 28. That's almost what they are expecting, to maintain a price of 28k. So we could go down a little bit more, hitting 28k, for example, before something will happen afterwards. We will see. But they are expecting 28, 28, 30, 30, 29, 29, 5, 30k, 30k. So many are expecting to maintain a level of 30k and then maybe even go up. And if we check here, the biggest two trades are expecting here until end of May to see a price of 30k and maintain that level. Something that it would make sense right now, because yeah, as mentioned, go down to 29 and then go up again would be something where I would say, yeah, would make sense. So I'm just preparing here something, but yeah, okay, great, it works. And the long straddle is the opposite. The long straddle is indicating they are expecting at that level a sharp price move. If we take a look, a sharp price move at 30k and 29k and so on and so forth. What is the biggest here? The biggest trade is the first one at 28k. They are expecting until May 5th to see a big price move at 28k. Means we can go more down, hitting 28k, for example, and from there push up once again. So would be possible. That's at least what they are indicating here. And that's it. Let us go forward. So we see that Binance with Tether pushed up, almost just printing the chart, as you can see right now, distributing a little bit. Also the aggregated, I mean, how is that possible? I mean, if you check how many different centralized exchanges are here, now you can say, well, yeah, it makes sense because Binance has the biggest volume, but it's exactly the same. BUSD looking a little bit different, really, because they are distributing BUSD right now, buying, at least buying more than selling. USD almost following BUSD and not actually the Tether. Oh well, no, that's wrong. It's following the Tether. It's following the Tether, like the futures as well. It's exactly doing exactly the same. That's what we can see at the moment here. So 29, we will see. Oh, still 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I would say at 29 we will go up once again. Maybe hitting 30k. That's something we need to see. I look forward to see what they are going to do. Because it's exactly the same thing they did just in the past. Now, sorry, I don't know why it's showing here the wrong chart. So now it's right. So BUSD, Binance BUSD pushing up more, just the aggregated. So all any kind of stable coin pairs now still declining, futures as well. If we take a look, Bitfinex, for example, doing almost the same. I mean, yeah, they are now declining, so also showing that they are selling more than buying. Now we can see here Bybit with Tether, they were distributed. They didn't even pushed up, it seems, like the others. Even we had here a bigger volume. Something that it's really funny when people are saying, yeah, volume is rising, it's bullish, or it's extremely bearish. I don't know, but I can't see that related on the volume. I just can see related on volume that actors are using more volume. But if it's bullish or bearish, I just can see that related on the volume delta. If I see more buys than sells, like cumulative volume delta, for example, that's a different thing. But if you check 1 hour candle and you see on Binance, for example, that really happens frequently, you can see that they are selling more than buying. The volume delta is negative, but the price is pushing up because other centralized exchanges are buying more and using at the same time futures, much more longs than shorts, and that pushed the price up. So just volume doesn't mean that the price is bullish or bearish. You need to see more in detail what's happening there, because it's just an exchange of, you can have 5,000 bitcoins purchased and 5,100 bitcoins sold. That's not bullish, but you have a volume of 10,100 bitcoins. So, it's usually it means something is going to happen, but not necessarily. I would be careful. I would be really careful. Coinbase pushing up more. Yeah, at 29k now. It seems they want to push up once again a little bit more up. We will see how far they want to push up. But you can see what they did. So Coinbase declined here and pushed up more. Same Bitstamp, same Kraken, and I guess Gemini as well. Wow, Gemini, what the hell? Gemini, almost 200 bitcoins in 30 minutes. Gemini, how is that possible? And so on and so forth. So nothing big to see here. If we go forward, I don't know why the total stablecoin charts are not showing up anymore. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, now it makes more sense. So they started to distribute, as you can see, so bigger stablecoin outflows here. If we check, can we go more? Yeah, we can. Hello? No. Okay, now it's better. So 500 what? 560 million outflows from here before they started to decline. So they distributed here very well and took profit, while here yellow, 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 indicating they were preparing all the push up, for example. And also here, for example, Tether, almost 100 million outflows. And now you can see here, it was very yellow, 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 and now some big blue bars coming up, also indicating they are cashing out at the moment. That's what they are indicating. So we break 29K now. Are we going to 27? We will see. However, if we check the entities, so if we check the entities, we see that retail buying, this guy is declining, this guy is maintaining, market maker, also maintaining. This guys declined because of the cold wallet Binance, I told you, and this guys pushed up even more, indicating that it seems they received even more bitcoins on that wallet. Something we could check, but it's not really relevant. So if we go forward, we can see the count of wallets per entity, means those with maximum 1 Bitcoin pushing up, those with 1 to 10 Bitcoins pushing up, those with 10 to 100 Bitcoins pushing up, those here, lifting up, so receiving more wallets here. Market maker declined because they are, why declined? Oh, they are, okay, shifting from market maker wallets to lower entities, and these guys maintaining, and these guys receive 1 more wallet. So that's almost it. We can check here if we can. I need to refresh, of course. You can see here something interesting. And no, not at all. I mean, market maker entities sending some bitcoins, but nothing huge. Absolutely nothing. Here, nothing to see. Who is Gemini? Big wealth ratio, but that's almost it. Funds declining their balances. And futures coming up hard once again, and spot declining more and more and more. So even, I mean, if we talk about if their goal was to reactivate the market, they failed, because we did almost 100% in 3 months, and I wouldn't say that the market has big activity. And we can see that. I mean, the spot market is, I wouldn't say dead, because they needed to drive the market, but it's not big at all. I mean, it's declining since we have started in January, mid of January. Since mid of January, they have started. I mean, that was spot here. That was spot all over the way. Spot, rising, and now in just few months declined a lot. I'm not sure if that's really good, to be honest. I don't think, but that's another thing. So let us go forward. So if we take a look, that's Binance. We go up to Coinbase. On Coinbase, we see that they removed some sell orders here and there, waiting here at 33, reinforced 32K, Right now you can also see they want to maintain the price here with 218 bitcoins. I guess it's also spoofing, but first let the price go up a little bit more to sell more, and maybe then go down to 26.6, or just really go. I mean, I said 29k, that was my first level, expected level. We crossed that, we break, we are trading at 28.8 at the moment, so we need to see how far they want to go. 28, yeah, we really need to see, because if we check here, everything between 26.7 and 25 is very well protected. On Bitstamp also waiting at 26, for example. They are still waiting here to sell at 30,500, as you can see. Binance BTC USDT, they started to protect here 30k, moved a little bit, their sell orders a little bit more up, here reinforced 31k, and now still waiting at 25.4. So, you know. Now Binance BTC BUSD, they are waiting here 27.8, and next would be 26.3, 25.5. So also here something we need to see, to be honest, what they are going to do. Maybe 28, yeah, I don't know. Oh, we need to see. So Bitfinex, on Bitfinex, for example, they are also waiting here 27.6, removed a lot of sell orders here. Yeah, and you know, a lot of volume. Well, no, it's on Bitfinex, it's not a lot of volume, but I never got why such an exchange with low volume trades has one of the biggest wallets in Bitcoin. Because Binance, of course, but I don't know why these guys. However, OKEX, wow, that's a big red candle. I mean, if we take a look, you remember what I said about the daily. You remember what I said about the daily. Be careful with this trend line here, because it's really crazy. And I mean, we tried once, we failed. Now they tried to break out, and it looks like a bull trap. And now it's going to the opposite direction. It's crazy. It's really wow. I mean, look there. However, let us go forward. We can see here, for example, at the moment, OKEX nothing, Kraken. Oh yeah, Kraken also waiting at 26, for example. So I would wait to get a retrace maybe, because 26 sounds like a plan. So they did, if they really did it to go up to 30k before 25, that's crazy. That would be crazy. A nice swing trade if you are trading, but yeah, that's mainly it. So BitMEX, nothing. Now derivatives, Bybit, nothing. Now here, Bybit with Tether, nothing. Now Binance with Tether, waiting here, also 25.5. You can see the algo stop directly here. And now they are reinforcing 26.8. So 26.8, also very interesting, 26.8. And as mentioned, 25.6 and so on. Now with BUSD, nothing. Now Bitfinex, wow, Bitfinex did exactly the same. And they are waiting at 27.8 and 27. So it looks very solid, 27.8 and 27, and next 25.5. So also here 27.8 on Kraken. OKEX futures, nothing. And last but not least, Deribit. And Deribit also was waiting at 30k and also waiting here between 25.6 and 24. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go forward to the last chapter. Wow, what should I say? I mean, to make such a candle and then to retrace almost the whole candle, that's crazy. That's really, really, really crazy. But it's fine. I mean, that's what they are doing. As mentioned, it's the market is in hands of few. They can do it without any kind of problem. And you know, that's why I was warning about this trend line here, because this trend line is a magnet for such traps, for such really to say, yeah, painful traps, because that's exactly what it is. You know, they pushed up once here. You remember, I mean, if we check and analyze this trend line here, the red and the green one. Let me change the color here. You remember here. It started here. We had here, for example, a sharp price move to push up. The whole thing was a bull trap. We did an all-time high. That's our current all-time high at almost 69k. But that was it. So afterwards, we retested it, failed, went up hard, and afterwards we pushed down very hard. So afterwards we also, for example, afterwards we tried to push up once again. We retested that trend line. The reaction was once again a sharp price move every time. Sharp price move, sharp price move, sharp price move, sharp price move, sharp price move. And that's something that it's a magnet for sharp price move and traps. Pushed up, sharp price move. Pushed up, sharp price move. Means as well, if they break and retest that area, they can go up very fast. But at the same time, it can go down also very fast. So, but we need to see. I mean, I guess it's not going to happen in one day. So I guess while we are dancing around this trend line between the red and the green one, we can make, well, you can make some nice swing trades. And, you know, I mean, I can imagine that if they are really going to do it, that would be really crazy, because they will liquidate. They liquidated a lot of shorts, and next would be liquidate a lot of longs, because if they now go directly to 25 or 24.9, of course we have here 26.7, 26.8. Our support area, so go back that and to that area, and then break more to the downside to 24.7, 25 or something, would be really crazy, but possible. However, be careful, because as mentioned, both are really magnets for sharp price moves to the upside and to the downside. So while we are between those trend lines here, 28.3 for example and 24.7, let us check. I guess you will have some opportunities to make swing trades, go up, down, before we will have a solid break to the upside or to the downside. That would be at least what I would do in case I would trade. Just to make it clear, I'm still not trading. Not because of the price, just because of other things I have mentioned just before. I don't trust, in particular, some centralized exchanges where I don't know if then I can cash out or not, because we know the whole problems with Swift, also some trends coming from credit cards and banks. So it was, and it is still my decision, and I'm absolutely fine with it. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. We will see us tomorrow again. And don't forget, Monday is off. We have holidays. I take my holiday serious. Big love. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.